Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This match is going to be between Inka, Bro, Hollow, and Isei. And so you have Bro starting at the 2 o'clock position, Blue Zerg. His ally is Inka. He usually plays Protoss, but he's Terran the 6 o'clock location. 9 o'clock location, the Isei, I think that's the pronunciation, or Isei. Blue Protoss, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock position, Hollow, Purple Zerg. So it's Zerg Protoss versus right-hand side of the map, Zerg Terran, which should be an interesting map. Inka said it was a really good fight. I've been promising this match to him forever, and yeah, rumors of my death and retirement have been greatly exaggerated. The reason I haven't commentated in a very, very long time is because I've been ill. I had strep throat. I just finished my second antibiotic course yesterday, and hopefully it's gone for good. But basically, I've been sick, haven't been able to talk all that well, had a very sore throat, had a lot of trouble just talking and thinking in general at large. My brain just wasn't with it, even if I wanted to try to choke through a commentary. Anyway, so I will be doing more commentaries. I'm not retired, I'm not dead, among other things. Looks like Inka's just opening up with a standard barracks. I do have a big backlog of games to do, including this. I'm also doing some stuff for Reddit. If you haven't heard of Reddit, they are a news aggregation site, reddit.com. I browse there all the time, basically through the day, at work, at home. Love it. It's a great site. And they had a StarCraft tournament. I'm going to be doing their replays pretty soon. Sorry for the delay. Also doing a League of Legends commentary for a final that was there. I actually did that while sick, but I just didn't like how I sounded on it because I'm like, then he's attacking blah blah over there. So I'm going to redo that and have that up soon. And also I have some more StarCraft 2 stuff. A couple for Gosu Coaching. If you go to gosucoaching.com, during my 1000th commentary, I talked about goals I had when I first started commentating, and two of the big goals are, one, I wanted to see basically the American players become quote-unquote professionals, to have professionals outside of Korea for StarCraft. And I think this is the best shot for it. And also another thing I had in mind is I wanted to see the quality of player increase. Basically, I wanted us to get closer to the Koreans in StarCraft, and I suppose StarCraft 2. And I think Gosu Coaching it serves both goals, and so it's huge, and I think it's a great idea. Basically, what the guys are doing is they're offering up their services as coaches, basically, so you can basically spend an hour for a rate, and that helps them pay for things like rent. I know that specifically Psionic, Machine, and Inka, they could use some help towards rent because they're actually trying to do that. I know that the other guys are hoping that eventually they'll be able to get a steady income doing this sort of thing, and also it helps America have better, or whoever, I guess, have better players at large, and in the foreigner community at large. I don't think Koreans will, I guess they wouldn't refuse Koreans, but I assume Koreans wouldn't be accepting their services. Anyway, it's incredible. It's awesome. Check it out. They're going to have they have blogs, and they're helping people out in general. I love it. I think it's awesome. So I'm going to help them out with some, basically I'm going to be posting some free StarCraft 2 basic stuff where they can give the more in-depth personalized stuff. I'll just talk about StarCraft 2 in the beta in general. So me, I was in the top 10 in Gold League last time. I didn't even make it to Platinum. I'll play more and try to make it into Platinum. I'm not a terrible player. I understand the basics. I just don't have time to practice, ultimately. Anyway, you guys don't care. 12 o'clock position, Hollow, just able to get that queen out a little bit sooner than Bro, I think. Bro didn't get his Overlord out in time. That's really going to hurt him early. Whenever you lose I love the Dancing Queen. Dancing Queen. Bro losing an Overlord, so that's going to set him back a little bit. We see a little bit of a contingent moving out from Inka. He's also got an SEV in there with the piles, so I think what he's going to do here is build a bunker. He's already got a bunker at his natural expansion. Beautiful thing in 2v2 with Terran is the fact that you can build the bunkers, and because they're recyclable in StarCraft 2, there's really no economic cost. He's already got a reactor to just start pumping the Marines. It looks like he's also got a barracks, and you can see, yeah, there he's putting up the bunker now. He's also have those roaches to block. On the opposite end, it looks like we're just seeing Hollow pump roaches, and really the critical thing is them scouting the Protoss player and what he's up to. And I see it looks like he's already got a couple stalkers out, 2 zealots to block his ramp, and he's, interestingly enough, not going for a robotics facility. You really need 2 gas no matter what as a Protoss player, because you really need to start going that higher level tech. He does have the 2 stalkers moving out in the field, just maybe to kind of explore things out. A third barracks being planted now from Inka, and it looks like that SCV pulling off the front, and 2 stalkers out near the front taking some damage. Let's see if I actually missed this. Proxy pylons here at the 6 o'clock, and a large stalker contingent moving in, as well as some roaches. And Inka, this is kind of an ill-advised attack, I would say, because first of all, a lot of with those bunkers, those SCVs able to repair, the barracks right there, the marauders to back up. Inka should be okay. It looks like they are going to back off that attack, maybe not dedicate to it. The stalker's actually pulling out now with those 2 pylons kind of out of position. The roaches, a little bit of a fight there from Bro, engaging, taking a little bit more damage on his roaches than he probably wanted to. He might lose to. And actually Bro needs to be careful because Inka's isolated out, and stalkers micro very well against roaches, particularly without creep underneath them to kind of support and without overwhelming numbers of targets opportunities. So that single bunker I don't think will be enough, and both players running straight up, and Bro without enough roaches to really fend this off. He's continuing to produce, but you can see even if he's just going straight up against the Zerg player, he's got even numbers of roaches right now. When you factor in the stalkers as well, it's going to be an overwhelming army pressing up. He's actually doing an excellent job of fending this off, but right now he's only down to 4 roaches. He's still got 6 stalkers. Probe still there. I'm still waiting for the pylon to be planted somewhere near here to kind of warp the troops in. It actually looks like they're getting warped to the south and then walking the wary cross, which actually it would have been, which is actually an interesting strategy, I suppose, to kind of catch maybe reinforcements coming from Inka's base as they're walking across. But as far as speed goes, it'd be faster just to walk them straight across the map. So, and it looks like Bro, even though has these stalkers in his base, he is going to be able to clean this attack force off, but it's not going to last for long. There's a huge army of roaches moving. It looks like 14 roaches. He's only got 2, and maybe it looks like 2 marauders to support. I don't think Inka can really afford to send anymore. Inka should really think about, it looks like he's actually massing up a couple reapers. Reapers are just absolutely devastating to building numbers, and he might be able to even things up with a kind of a counterattack, either taking out some key buildings or just raiding the probe lines. He's built a factory. I think it would be best if actually expanded right now, but that front line is completely breached for Bro. Bro has no defense left to really offer up, loses his queen. He does have that 1 creep tumor to provide some creep for himself, but it's just not going to be enough to really help him out, especially because it's larger roach numbers than stalkers at this stage, and overwhelming numbers of roaches moving into his base. In the meantime, Inka is moving in with the Reaper forces, and it looks like we're also seeing a Stargate being planted, 2 Stargates being planted. But watch how fast this Nexus collapses under this Reaper attack. You've got 6 Reapers right here, and they will take down this Nexus so quickly. A lot of resources are in the bank for the Protoss players, so he will be able to... he's not out of it if he can escape with the probe, and I think he still has that probe somewhere in the back corner. Bro desperately trying to hang on for his life. Looks like he's ended up losing all of his larvae here. Did manage to get another queen out, but he's probably going to get eliminated. But now the question is will Isei get eliminated as well? He doesn't have any attack forces left. That's the thing with Reapers. They're very good against building. They're very fast. They're very good harass units. But as far as just straight infantry versus infantry, not very strong. Inka knows that he's going to back out. But he's really done some damage that he really needed to do to kind of stay in this. And this is interesting from Bro. Bro's actually going to try to sneak and take the natural expansion of Inka to try to stay in this match. So, and he's going to flee up. I see moving in that Zealot, and he's going to flee to that barracks. Actually, I think he can just attack with those drones now and take out that Zealot. Unfortunately, drones don't have any range anymore, but yeah, he's going to be able to mine from there. So Bro eliminated here, mostly, well, not completely eliminated. He does have this base, but this might actually hurt Inka here in between, because more or less Isei can just plant that Nexus down, maybe even take an expansion where Hollow is already at 2 bases, so Inka is going to have to kind of really pick it up. He's going to have to do the work of 2 people. Maybe he can get it done with that Reaper force. It looks like he had already moved those Reapers in towards the Zerg base, Hollow here, but just getting chased away by the roaches. I don't know if he was able to scout that spire or not. I'm going to assume not. Bringing these Reapers around, then he really needs to get lucky with them, honestly. Already able to run in. He's, oh man, while attacking there, it looks like some stalkers attacking the southern route. It doesn't look like Inka, this would be a very risky attack from his part. Actually, never mind, he's got plenty of marauders. If he can just lower these supply depots, run out attacks, save Bro. It's going to be really, really close though. Looks like he's too busy microing the stalkers, I'm sorry, the Reapers in the back of Isei's base, and he's going to miss helping his one ally, and as a result, that natural expansion going to collapse. Maybe a little bit worried about now actually moving out and attacking. Maybe a little bit worried about kind of trying to help out, but at the very least now he'll be able to take his natural expansion. Bro completely out of the match here. He's got one creep tumor and a couple of overlords that he can kind of move around. Actually, he's got, maybe if you'll see a transfer, we might see some more troops in it. But Inka now 2 versus 1. If he can send a couple resources over, might not be able to spare the resources though. Isei actually in a little bit of trouble because he has absolutely nothing powered. Excellent job